Right. Here we go. Okay, so past continuous. Does anyone, okay, what is present continuous? Can someone tell me, like, give me an example of a present continuous or present progressive? Run. Okay. So I am running would be present continuous, right? It's something that you're doing right now. Huh? Yes, right now. So in Spanish, this would be estoy corriendo, right? Okay. So when you see the yendo, ando, endo in Spanish, a lot of times the translation is going to have ing in English. Okay? So this literally, estoy, I am running, corriendo. Okay? That's present continuous. Okay. So today we're talking about past continuous. Yes, gerunds. Yeah, so gerunds. Okay, so past continuous would be I was, right? I was running. So it's the same. Estaba corriendo. Okay? Yes, I was running. That's the translation. Oh, for my new students, do you want, so I take this journal with me. Do you want a journal for notes? Do you need a notebook for notes? So just remember that where you wrote this morning, I take that. If you need a second notebook, I can give you that. Yeah, yeah. For you too, please. Yes. Yeah. We'll say okay. Perfect. Okay, okay. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna do positive, negative question real fast. All right. Okay, so I, he, she, it. What is the past to be for them? I was. Yep. He was. She was. Okay. So then let's do talking. So you do the verb plus ing. Okay. I was talking. She was talking. It was talking. Okay. What about you, they, and we? Were. Good. So they were talking. You were talking. We were talking. Good. Okay. We're good on that, right? This is the easy part. We're going to do some fun practice games today. Okay. Negative. Okay. So I was not. So you put not after the to be verb. Okay. What's the contraction for this one? Wasn't. So it's like a Z sound. Wasn't. Wasn't. All right. So same. You were not talking. Weren't. 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 You weren't talking. You weren't working. All right, we good so far? Yeah? Okay. All right, so for questions, we're going to put our optional question word. Okay, so this is optional. So where, when, who, how, those are the optional question words. Okay, you don't need them, it's optional, but that's where you would put it right here. Okay. All right, so your to be verb goes next. So like, for example, if our person, oops, let me get my colored pins. Okay, so let's do was. Okay, your person goes next. So you put the to be verb first, and then the person, and then the ing verb. Was she talking? Okay, and then all this is like your extra stuff, like to Marco, on the phone, in her car, whatever the extra information is. Was she talking to Marco? Were you waiting for me? Right? So this to be verb is going to change depending on who the person you're talking about is, right? If the person is they, then you're going to use were. Were they talking to Marco? Were they getting married? Okay? How do you feel about this? Thumbs up. Good, good. This is probably review for most of you. Okay, good. Now you get a little test to show me. Okay. All right, so here's some, I gave you a person, a verb, and some extra information, okay? So I want you to do positive, negative, and question. So Trump lived in New York in 1990. What would the positive past continuous be? Trump was living in New York in 1990. Yes. He was living in New York in 1990. Okay, so now you're going to do the negative. Right, right. So you can do the contraction or you can do the two words, but it would be was not. And then the question. You have it? Was. Uh-huh. So, oh, okay. So, yes, we can do a couple different questions. So if we want to do a yes or no question, we would do was Trump living in New York in the 1990s, right? Now, we could also say where, here's our optional question word. Where was Trump living in 1990? Where was Trump living in 1990? New York, right? Maybe. I think so. I don't actually know. But you can see it's the same question. Was Trump living? We just added a question word. So I think sometimes we get confused with questions because we're like, oh, it's so many words, but it's really not. If you can find out like the yes or no form, you just add the question word in front and then it becomes a where question or a who question. Okay? Okay. Yes. Yes. Who, what, where, when, why. Yeah. Okay. So here's another one. They study English last year. Okay? So positive, negative question right here. They study English last year. Oh, you already did it? Oh, you took up too much space. No problem. You can do it wherever. Yeah. Oh, no, so, no, gotcha. Yeah, good question. All right. Oh, so it looks like everyone mostly gets it. So remember, okay, let's do our to be verbs.
I have this
Yes.
for the previous question.
Yes.
Was from reading. And then the other one is where was.
So, okay. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Okay, so Trump, what would the pronoun be for Trump? If we needed to replace it, we would say he, right? Okay. So with he, we use this. This is the past tense to be was. Okay. For they, the to be past tense is were. So they were. So this word changes depending on who's doing the action. So if we changed this to she, then we would have to say she was. Okay? Does that make sense? Was, were. Okay, let's do, I'm going to call out a person and you say was or were. Okay, Shakira. Was, yes. My parents were, right? My parents. Okay. She. You. Were. You were. You were. I. They. Yes. And let's remember, so I saw a couple of people did this with the H. So this is donde, right? This is the word where. And then because English is stupid, when you take the H out, now it's were. Now it's a verb, right? Now it's the past tense of to be. Okay, so there's no H in this word. Okay, yeah, so, well, okay, if you really want to get confused, here. So this is where, with H, W-H-E-R-E, donde, okay? This is were, the past tense of to be. And then we have that one. Where? 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 Why? I don't know. Because English is stupid. Okay. Yes. Good question. Okay. Are we good on to be? Yes. You kind of understand it now. The past of to be. You've got lots of practice coming. Okay. So now we understand how to make the past continuous. So when do we use it? Okay. So this week, like today, I'm talking about the past continuous, but then like this week and next week, we'll actually like be practicing. Okay. All right. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Blow it out gently because we might have COVID, right? Okay. All right. So Use 1. All right, use 1. This is when we use past continuous. So, an interrupted action in the past. Oops. An interrupted action in the past. So you can see the picture. I'll let you keep writing. Okay, so if you look at the picture, the past continuous is this line, like the line it's over. It's not just one time you did it. It's like something that's happening over a period of time, and then the interruption, there's something happens. Okay, so here's an example. I was watching TV. Okay, so I was watching TV. So it doesn't say I watched TV. It doesn't mean like once. It's talking like a story. There was something happening. I was watching TV when she called. So now the interruption. She called. Okay? I was watching TV and interrupted. She called. So yeah, I stopped. I stopped watching TV. Okay? Let's see. I was listening to music. I was listening to music, so I didn't hear the smoke alarm. I was listening to music, so I didn't hear the smoke alarm. Okay? So I was listening to music. There's a smoke alarm going off. Like that's the interruption, but I didn't hear the interruption. Okay, so this is past simple. That's how you do negative in the past, simple. But this is past continuous. Okay, and if you're confused by this, I promise you we're going to get a ton of practice. You're going to have so much time to practice it. Okay? All right. Questions so far? No? All right. Okay, good. So let's go used to. Okay? Used to, a specific time. As an interruption. Yes. Oh, yep. Thank you. Specific time as an interruption. Okay. So it's the same idea. It's the same idea. We're just saying last night at 6 p.m. I was eating dinner. Okay, so 6 p.m. is our interruption. I mean, but it's not really an interruption, but we're saying a specific time. So I was eating dinner and 6 p.m. is in there. Okay, so Nancy, last night at 11 p.m., what were you doing? You were sleeping? Me too. I was sleeping also. Alexia, what were you doing at 11 p.m. last night? You were making lunch at 11? Woo, girl, that's late. You're a night owl. Dulce, what were you doing at 11 p.m. last night? You were sleeping? Okay. 11 p.m. Yeah, you had me. I was like, wait, I get those wrong. Noelia, what were you doing? Watching TV. What movie? The what? Okay. Was it in Spanish? Okay. Oh, The Call. The Call. Okay. Is it a scary movie? Oh, yes. I do not like movies like that. Okay, Karina, what were you doing last night at 11?
I have class for fitness. I made my journal for the week.
Oh, okay. So I was writing in my journal. Okay, cool. And then, Angelica, what were you doing? You were sleeping? All right, nice. Okay, so do you understand that? Like at 11 p.m., I was sleeping. Okay. All right. Let's do. Okay. Do you understand this one? I can give you another example if you need it. Okay, let's do it. At midnight. So midnight is a specific time, right? 12 p.m. No, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. At midnight, we were driving through the desert. Driving. Noon. Yes. So midnight is the one that's in the middle of the night. And then 12 p.m. we call noon. After 12 p.m. Yes. Yes. So after 12 p.m., it stops being morning and now it's afternoon. Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not specific. That's not specific. Yeah, it's not specific. Yes, yeah. Maybe they just mean, yeah, like literally after 12 p.m. Like, could you be here anytime after 12 p.m.? Yeah. That's probably what that means. Okay, so for us to remember, all right, in the simple past, okay, so simple past, right? Not past continuous. A specific time is used to show when an action began or finished. So, for example, last night at 6 p.m., I ate dinner. So it means like I started eating at 6 p.m. So this is simple past. Okay? In the past continuous, a specific time only interrupts the action. So if you said last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner, then that means maybe you started dinner at 5:45. Maybe you started at 5:30. It doesn't mean you started at 6 p.m. But you are in the process of eating dinner at 6 p.m. Okay? Does that different? Okay? Does that make sense? So like Noelia could say, I was watching a movie at 11 p.m. last night, right? I started, let's see, I watched a movie. What time did the movie start? At 10? Okay. So I watched a movie at 10, right? So the movie started at 10. She was watching the movie at 11. Okay? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. This one. This one's easy. Okay, use number 3. Parallel. Let's see. Yep, that's how you spell that. Parallel actions. Okay? Parallel actions. Okay, so last night at 11 p.m., I was sleeping and Noelia was watching a movie. We're both doing it at 11 p.m., right? I was sleeping and Noelia was watching a movie. It's parallel actions. We're doing two different things, but at the same time. Okay? So, when I was a child, I was living in Abilene and my husband was living in Farmers Branch. Okay? So it's parallel actions. I was living in Abilene. My husband was living in Farmers Branch. Okay, we're doing it at the same time in the past. Yeah, parallel. Yeah, it's like the at the same time. That's what that parallel means. Yeah. Okay, so I was okay, so here's one. I was studying while he was making dinner. Oops, making dinner. I was studying while he was making dinner at the same time. Yeah. No, two people. Yeah, one person, two people. Singular is person, plural is people. Yes. Okay, do you understand this one? I like this one. It's pretty easy. Yes. 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 I was studying and he was making dinner. Yes. So these are called the narrative tenses, narration. So like you use these to tell stories, right? So you're like, okay, last night I was studying while he was making dinner, and then like, a bomb went off. Okay, like you use it to tell stories, and so I like this tense because it's like, right? Like the wind was blowing, the moon was hiding. Like we use it to like make our stories more interesting. Okay, so this is a narrative tense. Okay, use number 4, repetition, repetition, and irritation with always, with the word always. Okay, repetition and irritation with always. Okay. So for example, okay? Well, first of all, let me tell you one thing. So this ending tion, in English we pronounce it shun, right? Repetition, irritation. So there are a lot of cognates, cognados, palabras que son muy similar en español y inglés, right? So, por ejemplo, repetition, right? Repetición, repetition. So, lots of these words are they're called cognates, words that sound the same. Cognates, yes, Cognate. If you Google like Spanish English cognates, it'll give you this huge list of vocabulary where it's like words are very similar that and have like similar meaning. You have to be careful because like for example, embarrassed in English is not embarazada in Spanish, right? Lots of gringos make that mistake. Okay. So you have to be a little careful, but if you're like, okay, I know repetición, I forgot how to say it in English. You can try, okay, repetition, right? So the sion is shun. So acción, action. Uh, participación, participation, participation. Yeah. Okay. So those are. It's not always perfect, but yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad rule. It's not a bad thing to know. Okay, so shun is the pronunciation. Okay, so here's an example of this use. Okay, she was always coming late to class. She was always coming late to class. So, like again and again, let's see, is there a picture of this one? No. Like again and again and again, she was always coming late to class. Okay? So you could say she came late to class, but without like explaining more, it sounds like just one time. She came late to class. But it was a routine. She was always coming late to class. Right. Yes, she was always coming. Because otherwise, if you just use the simple present, she came late to class, then it sounds like you're just talking about like one time. Okay? So let's do another. Oops, where'd it go? Okay. She was always coming late to class.
For me, that phrase, I understand in the past, only one time in the past.
Yes. Okay.
But like a person, always, he was always coming late to class. Like you're talking about like more than 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a habit. Yes. Okay, so let's see. He was another word that you can use is constantly. Constantly talking. Yes. The ly, that ending usually is mente. Mm-hmm. Ly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so he was constantly talking. All right, so let's see. Who was constantly talking? Trump. Trump was constantly talking, right? Always talking. Okay, so yeah. So it's like a repetition. It's like, ugh, stop, like when you're annoyed. It's usually associated with bad feelings. No, actually that's not true. I'm sorry. It's not true. But like habit. This one? Okay, so there's an emotion and then there's a verb. It's like, okay, so if I annoy you, like maybe I go, over and over. Like your kids annoy you a lot. Okay? Annoy. So you could say, I am annoyed. Like I am happy, I am sad, I am annoyed. Okay? Like an emotion. Or you can use it as a verb. My kids annoy me. You are annoying me. Okay? Annoy. Okay, good question. Any other questions? No? Habits? Okay. Oh man. Okay, so actually use for the repetition, the picture is supposed to be for this use 5, right? Like, so she was late to class, she was late to class, she was late to class, she was late to class. She was always coming late to class, right? So the picture for this one is actually use 4. Okay, but the last one is atmosphere. Okay, so this is actually for use 4. Okay. Okay, so atmosphere is the same as like the parallel actions, but you're using it to describe what was happening. Okay, so like, okay, so this morning, I woke up at 6:30 and I crept downstairs and the dog was sleeping and the baby was sleeping and my teenager was sleeping. So it's like parallel actions, but you're using it to like make a like set the scene. Like here's what I'm saying. What's the scene of what the story that you're telling? Okay. So the example that they give here is when I walked into the office, several people were busily typing. Some were talking on the phone. The boss was yelling directions, and customers were waiting to be helped. One customer was yelling at the secretary and waving his hand. Others were complaining to each other about the bad service. Okay, so like I'm telling a story, but first I want you to understand like the office was noisy, right? Lots of sound going on. People were not happy. So I'm setting the scene. So it's a bunch of parallel actions. Several people were typing, were talking, the boss was yelling, the customers were waiting. So it's parallel, but I'm using it to like, okay, to set the scene. But I said when I stand out, like, what's the emotion? What's the noise? What does it smell like? Things like that. Okay? Okay. Just a few more things. Just a few more things. Actually, let's go practice. Nah, we'll finish. Okay, we'll finish this. All right. So, while versus when. Okay. So, usually when you see when, you're going to use simple past. Okay? And when you use while, so this is mientras, you're going to use past continuous. Okay, so here's some examples. I was studying when she called. I was studying when she called. Okay, so when called is simple past. So I was studying when she called. Okay? We could also say while I was studying, she called. Okay, so look, while. Okay, let's talk about that word for a second and the pronunciation. So while is how you pronounce it. Okay, while. In Texas, we do weird things with our vowels. So sometimes, like, I don't usually say while, I'll say wow. Okay, wow. Yeah, so you can say while and people will understand you. It's fine. But if you're listening to someone who's from the South, they might say wow. Okay, Texas pronunciation. Yeah, you talk like a cowboy. Seriously, I know. Oh, and while we're talking about Texas, I forgot to mention this. So this word, y'all, right? It's you plural, like ustedes. Okay, so they only use this word in the South. So if you go to New York or California or Washington and you say y'all, they'll laugh at you, right? They think it's stupid, but we love it here. It's a very good word. In Texas, yeah, we use it. Yeah, y'all, y'all. Okay, that's a good word to know also. Okay, so do you understand? Well, and we'll practice this more next week where we're going to talk about the difference between like when do you use simple past and when do you use present past continuous, okay? So, we'll talk about this more next week. Okay. So, non-continuous verbs, these are stative verbs. So, for example, the verb let's see. Okay, so here's the example that they used. So, Jane was being at my house when you arrived. Okay, Jane was being at my house. So tell me the Spanish translation here. Jane estaba. Okay, so give me the incorrect, like word for word Spanish translation. So estaba estando. There's not an ing word for estar. Okay, so that's a good thing to remember. So that's what this, right, estando? Yeah, you're like, no, it doesn't sound right. Okay, good. I love it. Same in English. This sentence is wrong. It's not correct. It sounds very strange. Okay? So we would say Jane was at my house. Okay, this is correct. This is not correct. Yes. So they give you a good example and a bad example. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. Yes. Jane was at my house when you arrived. So there are some verbs that we don't put into the ing. Okay? They're called stative verbs. So some verbs we don't put in the ing. So it sounds like Spanish might be the same. Like you don't have an ing verb for estar. What about own? This word? Do you know? Teniendo? So like you own. So would you say estaba teniendo una casa? No, you wouldn't. Okay. Right. How to say own in Spanish? I own a house in Spanish. Yes. But that's okay, so that's yeah, like that's buying a house, right? Obteniendo. Okay. So yeah, so in that case it's correct, right? Obteniendo. But this is like okay, so I just did the Google translation and it would be soy dueño de una casa, right? Yes. Oh, okay, okay. So there's not really a good Spanish word to like indicate this. Mm-hmm. There's not a good word. Okay. Yes. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Are you asking me? I don't know. I'm not in class. You're the student. Mm-hmm. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. I am buying. I'm in the process. Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. Okay, so this is another example in English of a stative verb. So we would not do ing on this verb. Okay? And like have. We don't use ing. Like in English, we don't usually say having. We don't usually say that. Okay, so so this weekend, I wouldn't say I was having a party. No. Right? I was having a party. No. You say I had. I had a party. Okay? So it's a stative verb. I can send you a list of these verbs that don't go into the ing. Okay? Okay. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Okay. Well, and you do use like teniendo in Spanish, right? It's yeah, in English that mhm, right. Yeah, that translation is not exact in English. Okay, so adverb placement. So these adverbs are words like always, only, never, ever, still, just. Okay, those are adverbs. So you're gonna put them between. You're gonna put them between the to be verb and the ing. You were just studying when she called. Or she was always, so here's she was, here's our to be verb, so you're going to put the adverb after. She was always eating tacos. Okay? And if you're going to make it negative, it would go after the not. So she was not always eating tacos. Okay? All right, let's do some practice. Practice. Get your phones out. Oh, sorry. Still taking notes. Get your phones out. We're going to do practice on our phones. Okay. So you're going to go to your messages, all right, your text messages, and you're going to text. Karina, I'll bring this to you so you can see it. Okay, so you're going to, here we go. All right, so you're going to text. This is the message. This is the phone number. Okay? So it's Bethwise 049. That goes in the message, and the number is 22333.
It has to be with capital letters.
It does not.
That's
a good question. No, you can just do. There's no space. Yes. Okay, so now you're going to put Bethwise 049. Okay, so go to your messages. Go to new message. So the number is 22333. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so the message is Bethwise
Vas a mandar un nuevo mensaje al Betwise, que está ahí, Betwise 049 y la vas a poner el número abajo 22.
No, so the number, the phone number is 22333.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the mensaje is Bethwise 049. Yeah?
Okay, I made no mensaje.
Yes, 333. Yes. And then the message is Bethwise. Okay, so this is a fun thing. You're going to text me the answer to this question, okay? So it was very cold. The sun blank. So I want you to make negative, and the verb is shine. And we're going to do past continuous, okay? So you're going to text me what would go here. Just the answer. No, you don't have to. No, you can just send it. Yeah, just send a message.
I was sending the
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that.
My phone
So just
said
text.
that one.
It's okay.
Really?
Okay, so you'll just text the answer. So it wasn't shy. Okay.
Why? Oh my God.
Did you get it? You got it? Okay. Good. The sun wasn't shining. Good. So don't forget your ing, but everyone got was. So good job. Okay? Let's see. I think that's everyone. You know what? It might
I put it shiny, but my phone say I need.
Oh, did I? Yes. Autocorrect, our favorite. Okay, here's another one. Okay. He wasn't sleeping. Yay. Good. So this is a parallel action, right? He wasn't sleeping. He was looking at the ceiling. Okay? Was looking. Good. Okay? Was looking. Past continuous. Okay. Let's do the next one. Question. They enjoy. Where did Okay. questions. And questions, the to be verb goes first. Hey, I don't know who puts what, so you can just be like, yeah, I got it right. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo. Okay. So were they and then enjoying. So don't forget, I think a lot of students will forget the ing, right? So don't forget the ing. So were they enjoying the party? Yes, they were very happy. Okay? Good. She blinked so fast when the accident happened. I like to drive fast. Good. Okay, so she was driving with the ing. She was driving so fast when the accident happened. Okay, good. Was driving. Okay, let's do next. Wait, so negative and the verb is sleep. Okay. When you came in. Nice. I wasn't sleeping when you came in. Yeah. Okay. I feel like we've got the negative. Maybe the question one is a little harder. Okay. Ah, okay. So, okay, so describe the picture. So you're gonna put the whole sentence in this one, okay? So here's a man, okay? Like, and here's another man. Okay, so you're gonna describe the picture. Parallel action. Okay. If you need help with a word, ask me.
I say man, and then now comes the right.
Okay. Ooh, I like this one. Okay. That's good. Okay. Oh, it was too long? Oh, it cut you off? That's weird. Okay, I didn't know it did that. Nice.
I can see my
Right? Ugh, yes, so serious. tall man. I like it. He does look kind of tall. Yeah. The tourist. Okay, so let's look at these. Let me get my pen. Okay. So if we're doing past continuous parallel actions, right? The man was crossing the street, was standing, was taking a picture, right? Okay. So we could say and or while. Okay. The other man, so if we're doing parallel actions, instead of hit, we could say was hitting. Okay? So both verbs in this case are going to be past continuous. So let's go look at someone else. You crossed your bike, Nancy? Did you cross? Yes. Okay, so the tall one man, A, tall man was walking home while the cyclist crashed. You could, okay, so if you want to use past simple, so remember with while, we usually use past continuous. So if you want to use past simple, you can make it when. Okay, and then it's past simple. So if you use while, then we're doing the parallel actions. The tall man was walking home while the cyclist was crashing. Okay, parallel actions. There was a man standing on the street. Okay, good. Yes, was standing. So that's past continuous. For a picture while another. Okay, so while another man was falling. Was falling on his bike. Yes. Okay. So the parallel actions. The man was taking a picture while the other man was falling. Okay. So parallel. Yeah? Okay. Let's do the next one. I have 3 pictures. So this. Oh, wait, this is the. I uploaded it. Okay. So here's a man. Here's a woman. What's happening? Tell me what happened in that picture.
Let's say this one is correct.
Oh. Okay, wait. The, okay, we'll talk about it. You're gonna laugh. Okay. Yeah. Yay. Yeah. This is another word for homosexual. Oh, okay. guy. Yeah. Nice. These are good. I like this. Ooh, sexy. Who said that? Oh my gosh. Dolphin. All right. Okay, good. So let's do some corrections. Is everyone, did you send it in? Yeah? Okay. So, all right. The sexy man, what do we need? Was. Yeah, we forgot our two verbs. The sexy man was posing, and this is going to be, you pose for a picture. Uh-huh. Yeah, these little stupid words, the prepositions, we'll talk about those. There's so many, and they're all different. Okay. So behind him, let's see. So the lady slipped. So this would be correct. We could also say, if we're trying to do a parallel, we could say the lady was slipping. Okay? Behind him, the lady was slipping. Good. The man was posing for a picture. Behind him, the lady was slipping.
So the only one, I just went.
It's okay.
The only one word in my parenting was the gate.
We'll get to it. We'll look at it. Okay? So I was talking with him when I looked. Okay, so when I looked, this woman, so one woman, right? What do we need here? Look, falling was, yeah, don't forget your to be verb. So was almost falling, I took the picture. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay? That's perfect. So just don't forget your to be verb. Okay?
So that's not possible that we can say all of those phrases, or we can the sample because I know you can see it, but I'm not able to see it.
Oh, you can't see everyone's?
No.
I
Because that would go because I can practice.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'll look at that and see if I can figure out how to get you. So you want to see all the
All
responses?
this because it's practice for me.
Okay, cool. All right. There was there was a cute guy. Oh, gay guy. All right. So posing. So was posing for a picture while three ladies were talking. Okay, so you could say next to the pool or by the pool. Yeah, so you don't need both. So you can say next to or by, but not both.
No. Yeah. I ride like next to the pool, and then I say no. By the pool.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
forgot to
No, it's okay. All right, cool. That's a good one. Let's see. Next. Okay, the family is at a pool party. Let's put it in past. Let's put it in past since we're doing past. The family was at a pool party. The woman in white fell into the pool and the shirtless man just watched. I love this story. Okay, so these are simple past, right? So let's put it in was falling. Okay, was falling into the pool and the shirtless man was just watching. So we would say this was just watching. Okay? Good. Shirtless, that's a good word. I like it. Shirtless. He doesn't have a shirt on. It's nice. Alexia, if you can't see, just tell me. Okay, I can't see. Okay. All right, let's see. A couple more. The young man is taking a picture while the old lady, so if we're doing parallel, is falling, right? The young man was taking a picture while the old lady was falling into the water. Yeah? Okay, that's good. The man was looking at the camera while the lady was falling in the pool. In the pool. So we don't fall at the pool, we fall in the pool. Okay? Good job. All right, one more picture. It's a good one. So here's a man. This type of bird is called a seagull. And this is an ice cream cone. Okay, so I'll draw. Okay, it's actually for this one. So the man's action is going to be in past continuous. Okay, the bird's action is just going to be in simple past because that's the interruption, right? So the man's action is going to be past continuous. And the bird's action is the interruption. It's not yours. This? Yeah. No D. No, you have it right. There's no D. No, it's not on Yes. Yes, good. Okay. The man was eating ice cream when the seagull took his ice cream. Yes. So the man was eating ice cream when the seagull took his ice cream. Good.
If we're talking about ice cream, do we have to end with the ice cream or is it fine with the cone?
Do you mean you have to begin with the ice cream?
No. If I use an ice cream because he was eating an ice cream, but the people just had the cone, not the ice cream, the cone.
Oh, yeah, no, you can tell your story however you want. Yeah, you tell it however you want. Right? Just a cone. I don't know. I really like it. Might be the best part of the day. Last night, my son, my sister, really liked it. Last night, I told him, okay, we can go to Kroger and get the small. So we went and he was like, oh, can't I just get the big one? And I said, no, you can't get the big one. And so then I said, we can get a cone that you can put your little ice cream in. And we like went to find a cone and he's like, wait, you don't mean I can have this and an ice cream cone with ice cream already in it? And I was like, no, you can have the cone and the little ice cream together. He thought I was gonna give him two. No. Yes. Good. Okay. This. Because you're talking about the right? So this is two. Your ice cream. And you're gonna use this for me. Okay. Yes.
Like when you're well, I'm not sure.
Like on the board,
Yeah, on the board, there's some kind of card.
right?
One,
Oh, chest. Treasure chest. Like the good thing.
no, this is the same writing.
It is?
I turned it.
So,
The monopoly that there's a monopoly that has
uh-huh. Take a picture. Take a picture for me. Like, I know there's a treasure chest, and then there's like a chase place on Monopoly, I think. But if you're not thinking about this word, take a picture and send it to me. Yeah. Okay, the man was walking in the street while the seagull took his ice cream cone. Yeah, okay, so in this case, because this is correct, like the seagull, right? The man was walking, the seagull, it's an interruption. So instead of while, we would say when here. Okay? The man was walking in the street. Interruption when the seagull took his ice cream cone. Okay? Let's see. The man was eating an ice cream cone when the seagull took his cone. Yep, that's correct. The man was walking and eating an ice cream cone when the seagull arrived and okay, so this is good. I like this. All right, so look. What is this? Is this past simple or past continuous? Past simple, right? Okay. So you want in a sentence, you're going to have the verbs be, if they're connected by and, they need to be in the same tense. Okay? So we could say, when the seagull arrived and ate the ice cream cone, or while the seagull was arriving and eating. Okay? So you don't want to have present simple and then, past simple and past continuous together with and. They need to be the same. Okay? That's good. That's a common, very common writing error. So.
And other thing, this is for the use to the specific time of interruption.
Yes. So this is, I would say this is use one, where like the man was eating an ice cream and then the interruption is the seagull, right? So he was eating the ice cream, boom, the seagull took his ice cream. It interrupted him. Okay, so I would say it's use one, Karina. That's a good question. Okay, the man was eating an ice cream when, not went, this is the past of go, the seagull stole the cone. Yeah, so this is past simple. Steal, robot, stole. Steal, stole. Okay? Good, good, good. All right, let's check a few more. A man was walking on the street eating ice cream when the seagull took his cone. That's perfect. The man was eating ice cream when the seagull took his ice cream. Yes, the man was eating an ice cream when the seagull stole his ice cream. Yeah, so stole with no D. Okay? Good job. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to play a fun game. You're going to love it.